Local 78 would like to apologize for the minor disruption in our broadcast that some of you may have seen a moment ago. Regular programming will begin again shortly.
Hey, it's the DG coming at you with a 3P. I'm talking 3 for this week. Recently, I released a Backrooms video reaction for Found Footage Part 3. And, funny enough, that video is like 5 months old. 5 months. And 4 days ago, he released another one. So it's like, what perfect timing to do this again. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and decide to react to it here. But then I realized that I completely skipped a whole different one called the Lightning and Tile Survey. So since that one's 8 minutes and the other one's 4 minutes, I think it's a good excuse to make a full video on this, right? But then they have like, but then King Pixels has like a new series going on. It's called People Still Live Here. Now it seems like more of his content like normal. Now it says it's like a 2005 gameplay, but it's like King Pixels doesn't really do anything on accident, like I said before. And so maybe this is just more of his this content that's surrounding, you know, what his niche is. So it might not just be a gameplay video in a sense. So it's really more than likely something that's worth looking into. So yeah. So first we'll do the Backrooms ones, and then later on I will react to People Still Live Here. There's 2 videos and they're quite long, so maybe I'll separate them into 2 different ones. So right, anyway, well, let's get this show on the road. Okay, first it'll be lighting and tile survey. I wonder what this is all about. Primary notes on light. Alright.
Today is November 14th.
I can barely hear him. Good thing there's subtitles. It's a Tuesday on November 14th. Great. That's what we know.
Yeah. It is incredibly cold.
It's very cold. I'm trying to put myself in the mind of the scene.
There's actually have a decent heating system down here. That'd be nice. Guy of hypothermia.
Yeah, y'all treating the Backrooms like a joke. We get it. Ha 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 ha. It's funny.
Camera. Put your straps are in the bin right there. Make sure to get the red one, right? Because the green one reads.
I wonder what time this takes place, because they're very chipper about everything, considering the situations they've been in with their former partner disappearing into thin air and teleporting into time, like months into the future. It's crazy. So this more than likely high chipper situation is before those moments. Unintelligible, whatever. Yeah. Don't know what that could be. Oh, now picture slideshow. Oh, great. Yeah, get those tiles up, buddy. The fact that they can even manipulate the tiles in this space is weird. It's like it's a real physical place. Like this Backrooms, this picture from here in the Backrooms.
There's no insulation on top, and I'm seeing a bunch on the floor above.
There's a floor above.
There's ventilation as well. You see that? You see the vents? Some of it's insulated, I think. I don't know. I'm not a vent guy. I don't know.
I'm not a vent guy. I don't know. But it looks so weird.
No rust.
There's no rust. You doesn't think, right? It's just so weird to be able to do this in the Backrooms.
More than one floor, and I use that term loosely. We then attempted to cut power to the nearest fluorescent light fixture, a standard troffer.
Okay.
However, we were unable to isolate the power source, and the conduit remained live, despite the absence of any visible external power supply.
Yeah, I figured that much.
The source of electrical current remains unknown at this time.
They don't know where it's coming from.
Using an insulated toolkit, we carefully isolated the light fixture from its electrical conduit, extracted the troffer from the ceiling, and transported it back inside, back to standard for analysis.
This is a smart way to
and
figure out what's
a
going on
0.5
here
meter
in
sample
this
of conduit was also taken
area.
with all exposed wiring safely secured afterwards in the ceiling. So the ceiling tile extracted measures 1.27 meters by 1.14 meters, which is certainly not standard. But it's composed primarily of mineral fiber. It seems normal in composition, has a fissured texture with mild tegular edges. So just after initial analysis, the composition of the tile estimated is around 60% mineral wool, which is fibers of amorphous silicate, usually derived from, I think it's basalt or slag, around 20% expanded perlite, which is primarily of silicon dioxide and aluminium oxide, and the rest is a undefined mixture of silicate material, some starch, latex polymers, and some organic fibers derived from plant.
I'm not a nerd, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Recycled cellulose, really.
No, I'm kidding.
But the light troffer housing is made of galvanized steel coated with a thin layer of zinc. Inside, the fluorescent bulbs are non-standard in proportion, most closely resembling T12 bulbs. So the 4 bulbs measure 1.2 meters in length with a diameter of 38.1 millimeters. We're extrapolating here at 51, but all the end wastes and the rest contain the following components. Phosphor coating, the calcium halophosphate for converting ultraviolet light to visible light. Mercury vapor in a small quantity, which facilitates the ultraviolet light emission. Argon gas, and again, this is all standard for these fluorescent bulbs. But that's an inert gas that assists with regulating the current and really starting the bulbs. And they are connected via a G13 base, which is a standard 2-pin base with 13 millimeter spacing for electrical connection. So the wiring connected to the fixture is PVC insulated copper, which appears standard again.
It's all standard.
The prismatic diffuser over the bulbs is made of polymethyl methacrylate, which is again commonly used for its light diffusion properties. I mean, it's what we have in the building here, very standard.
It's essentially
but
saying
we
that
also
all this
inspected
stuff
the
is
ballast,
just like
which is
normal.
of
It's nothing
electromagnetic
supernatural about
type.
what they have here, I'm guessing.
There's some variation in how they're being manufactured now. This one contains a laminated steel core and copper windings designed to operate at 60 hertz. So the ballast emits a prominent 120 hertz hum. This seems to be the case for the majority, if not all, of the lights in the complex that we've assessed thus far, mostly just through simple curing. But this is due to magnetostriction and core vibration. But the noise may be exacerbated by loose lamination plates or degradation of the insulating potting material over time.
So the sound that it's making is the humming noise is a bit more unnatural.
Despite its age,
maybe.
The ballast is functional. Its large proportions suggest it was built for a non-standard space, not something you find in the majority of offices or most commercial spaces, though that's not something I'm too familiar with, truthfully. Now, we did find, so material compositions all seem expected, or we didn't know what to expect here. They seem, everything we've looked at so far, again, this is rudimentary early testing, but everything seems pretty congruent with what you might expect from one of the troffer lights you could pull out of the ceiling in this building right here. So nothing too strange, but that maybe makes things even stranger. Because we look at these lights and
right.
Let me see.
You look at the lights and it's come from a
several
completely
labels,
unknown place.
on various components of
but they seem
the troffer.
pretty standard to normal.
So on the ballast, we found
inflorescent
markings
lights
for market as a universal ballast, Type A, manufactured in 1975 with serial number A75234X. The troffer itself is stamped 3X432, and that was manufactured in 1973 in Reading, Pennsylvania, and it is UL listed. And the bulbs were manufactured by Sylvania, and they're marked F40SW, that's soft white, with no visible date information. It's left blank, but it is noted as made in the USA.
Interesting.
So, I mean, though outdated in design, the fixture appears fully functional. The stable operation of all light fixtures in the subdivision points to a continuous, potentially autonomous power source, which still remains unidentified.
All this nerd talk's making me bored.
The materials used are durable with minimal visible wear, suggesting they were built for long-term.
Listening to Bubs. Alright then, that was about it. Yeah, for that, they're pretty much explaining that these lights are very standard for the bulbs back in the day. And they labeled it 1975. It was they were created and all that, but like it could just be like, I don't know. It's hard to say what they're trying to get at from this point, other than there's nothing seems out of the ordinary really with the bulbs that much, but there is the thoughts of it making the sound could be from some other source or whatever, from what I was hearing. So yeah, weird situation. It might lead up to something next time, next time we do that. So next time we see that. All right, static dead end.
I don't like this, and you shouldn't either. What are you trying to get out of this, Marvin? We're on the same side, for God's sake. I don't disagree that things were handled poorly, but please, can you try to have a little perspective here?
Handled poorly. This probably
they killed him, George. He was alive and well, and you can't tell me for a second that the United States Department of Energy didn't have the resources to fix things.
Yeah, you see, this is after
neither you nor I know exactly what happened.
That they found
frankly,
ended up turning up dead.
That concerns us. I know
It's
you
definitely
appreciate
confirmed
how
that they did
lucky we
it.
are to be a part of this project. It's not worth dying on this hill.
Yeah, but what if next time it's you? Or me?
Marv, come on.
You want to put me down like an animal over a minor fucking hiccup? Give a speech at my memorial? It's not cost-effective, George.
Yeah, but we're not going to let that happen, are we? You know how I know? You're the fourth person I've had this conversation with. Nobody wants a repeat of what just happened. Listen, I know how stressful this is, but the best thing you can do now is just take a couple weeks off, give yourself a chance to process, and, that'll show them that we can handle these kinds of things.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I know, you're right.
So yeah, I'm overreacting.
I just had to get that out of my system. I don't know what that was.
No,
pretty
please,
crisp.
I get it. I think it's the right call. You gotta keep
All their
pushing
equipment is out
forward,
of this
okay?
room too. And we're back to the yellow hallways. Okay, so this is where they shown to have made their little workroom area here after the person fell back here, making some adjustments so that people don't come to the accident of doing this again. So yeah, he's exploring, he's looking around and stuff. Why does no entity come up around this area while people are working? Because I would think they do not care about async and all that folks.
Hey, you had a chance to look around back here yet?
No, not yet, but I'm seeing it now.
Okay, cool. Wait here for a second. I want to show you what we found down the hall in just a moment.
Sure.
Oh, interesting. Don't get separated. You don't want another incident. They probably have something to prepare for incidents like that. Maybe there's a way. Maybe some sort of codes to make sure that
weird.
people are the same.
This is even stranger than I thought.
Yes, different set of wallpaper here. A little in the cut, in the dip. That makes no sense.
Well, Mark didn't didn't say anything about it flowing in a specific direction, but he did say that it was, remember, pretty horizontal in nature. It was stretching off around the corner. So the pattern seems to align pretty closely to what he illustrated.
Yeah, so wait, this is the room you guys already cleared?
Yeah, so we went around and checked it out earlier. It's a dead end. There's some dips in the floor that I would recommend you avoid. We haven't checked those yet, but all signs point to it being safe. So, venture at your own peril.
Oh.
I think you'll be fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Weird dips. Yep. In truth.
Oh.
There's a thing.
Oh, okay. You weren't kidding. This is interesting.
They call this video Static Dead End, and she said it was a dead end around here, so I wonder if it's indeed a true dead end. That's it. That was it. I thought it was going to show something off, but I guess not, I suppose. Anyhow, yeah, so my thoughts on that is, they just showed a dead end that looked weird, and everybody's working on that one room that person got lost in. I don't know what this leads to. I don't know why he showed it, but maybe it was just some way of putting something out so that people won't have to be so upset about being gone for a bit. You know, he's still working on it with A24 on his own series, so let's see what he comes up with. Alright guys, thank you for being here. You know, always remember to love for you and live for you. Alright, so we can hop